Hey everybody, Daniel Moznett with Cowboy Charcoal, and we've got a spicy one for you today. We've got 3 fantastic condiments that are going to be able to go with just about anything that you're cooking on the grill. You know, most of the time when you have these great recipes, you want that little bit extra. When your friends come over and they say, what is that flavor? What does that taste like? We're going to give you 3 ways that are just going to knock their socks off. First thing we're going to do, we're going to smoke and pickle some peppers and onions. Second thing, we are going to smoke your ketchup, which maybe you've not heard of before. It's really simple. We're going to show you how to do it. We're not making barbecue sauce. We're smoking ketchup. 2 totally different things. Third thing is we're going to make smoked rosemary salt. We're smoking rosemary. We're smoking salt. We're going to blend those together. If you know, you know. On TikTok, you know what I'm talking about. We've got great things for you today, so let's get started. We've already started. You can see our smoke billowing. We're using our Cowboy Charcoal and hickory pellets today. If you're using pellets and you're happy with that wood smoke flavor that you're getting, but you're still missing some of that charcoal flavor, Cowboy Charcoal pellets are the way to go. All of the convenience of pellets and all of the flavor of charcoal. 2 of my absolute favorites, convenience and flavor. All right, let's see what we've got going here. We've had this going for probably about 45 minutes or so. We've got our rosemary that's just about ready to go. It's nice and dried. We've got our peppers, which have been smoking here, taking on some great flavor. You can see that smoke that they've taken in. You can see that they've turned from a nice bright green to a nice brownish green right here. That means they're taking on a lot of smoke flavor. We'll show you how to get there. We've got our ketchup going. We're going to show you how to put all that together. And then in addition to the smoke from the pellet smoker, I've added some Jack Daniel's wood chips to add a little bit more smoke, a little bit more flavor, and always layering depth with the foods that we're cooking. All right, so let's start with the first condiment here, and we're going to show you how to do the peppers. Okay. We've got jalapenos, we've got yellow chilies, we've got some red Fresnos. Don't worry, the jalapenos might be a little bit hot, but the other peppers are definitely not hot. The only thing we're doing to smoke these peppers, it's really simple. We're just taking the peppers, we're making sure they're nice and clean, wash your produce always, and we're just putting them right on the grill. Simple. We're not brushing them with oil, we're not putting salt on them, we're not doing anything else other than just washing them and putting them right on the grill. They're gonna sit on the grill for about half an hour, 45 minutes, until they've taken on the amount of smoke flavor that you like. Some people like a lot of smoke, some people don't like much. So you can take these as far as you want. That's about good for now. We'll let those go. That's it. For the smoked pickled jalapenos, that's all we're doing right now. And we'll just shut the top and let those go, okay? Now you're gonna wanna let these sit in your refrigerator for a couple of days prior to using them to give the pickling process a chance to happen. We're gonna pickle them just right in a ball jar glass, okay? So to get these started, we're just gonna cut them. Make nice little rings, and you want the size of the rings to be about the size that you would want to bite into if you're putting this on a burger or a bratwurst or a hot dog or something like that. So we're just going to cut right through, all the way through, all the way up to the stem. You don't want the stem, so we'll discard that. So we've got some nice pieces right here. We want to make sure we have nice colors. So we've got the red Fresnos in there also. And then we've got our jalapenos. Okay, we'll add a few more of these. We want to make sure that we pack our ball jar glasses so we don't have to add too much of the pickling liquid. And the pickling liquid is really simple. Apple cider vinegar, a little brown sugar. That's it. Well, let's see, we need some more red ones in there. And then we probably need another jalapeno. Okay, as many of the seeds as you want. If you don't want a lot of the seeds, please feel free to kick them out. I like the heat, so we'll leave those in there. And you don't want to take your peppers too far. If you take your peppers too far, they're going to get really soft, and they'll soften a little bit more when you put your pickling liquid into it. So you don't want to go too far with the smoke, just enough so you can get that smoke flavor. And man, I could smell it as soon as I start cutting into these. They smell fantastic. You can just eat them just like this. You can use them just like this. Oh, but be careful. When you smoke your peppers, the capsaicin that's in the seeds and that's in the white part when you cut around your pepper, that starts to come out. So in your pepper, I'll show you how to see where your heat is. When you cut these, all that capsaicin is permeating all the way through the pepper. So you don't have one spot that's hotter than the other, okay? If you were just to eat just the green part right here, that wouldn't be as hot as if you would eat this part right here where you have all the white and all the capsaicin. So that's the difference. Okay, now that we've got about a jar full, we're gonna start to layer these. We've got our white onions. I don't like to grill the white onions. I like to take the peppers and smoke those, and then let the white onions pickle themselves in the liquid. So we're gonna add some of our yellows, some of our greens, some of our reds. Add a few more of the onions, some more peppers, some more red peppers in there. You really want to make sure you layer the colors, right? Layer the colors, layer the colors. Boy, I gotta tell you, that was really hot. It's getting to me. I just had that little piece. They'll mellow out a little bit once you start to put these in the refrigerator, but that's what you want your jar to look like. All right, so we're gonna continue to add these all the way to the top. Then we're gonna add our pickling liquid right to the top. All right, that's one. Let this pickle for a couple of days and you're set. And don't worry, the heat will die down over time. We'll put one more together here. Add another yellow chili. It's a great way to add flavor when you're not expecting it. Just simple ways to add a little bit of flavor every time you take a bite. Nice little rings. Add as many seeds as you want. Add as many of the red Fresnos as you want. And if you want a little bit more onion, you could add carrots to this. Nice and simple. All right, so that'll be number 2. And you can see they're all a little different here. Add a little bit more onion. We're gonna layer this one a little bit more. Chilies to the top. Go ahead and push it down a little bit. Make sure you're getting as many in there as you can. These will last in your refrigerator for 3 or 4 weeks or so. Probably won't last that long. You're probably going to use these pretty quickly. So there's a couple of our jars, and you can add any flavors you want. You can add jalapenos, habaneros, Anaheim chilies. If you don't want it really spicy, then go ahead and do these with pasillas. Go ahead and do it with Anaheim chilies. Those aren't hot. These yellow banana peppers, those are not hot at all. Okay? So simple stuff that add a lot of flavor. All right, let's check on our second set of recipes here. The next recipe that I want to show you is a really simple smoked ketchup, okay? All right, so smoked ketchup. And like I said, we're not making barbecue sauce. If you want to make barbecue sauce, there's a million different recipes. This is just to add a little bit more flavor to the ketchup that you're used to using, okay? And this is what it's going to look like. You can see the difference in the ketchup that's been smoked, which is nice and dark brown, and ketchup that's just right out of the jar or the container, okay? Now, to get to this level, really simple ingredients. You're gonna add a dash or two of Worcestershire sauce, and you're gonna add a little bit of molasses, right? A little bit of molasses. At this point, you can add any other ingredient that you want. You can add spices, you could add Jack Daniel's beef rub, you could add Jack Daniel's pork rub, any of your favorite spices right now you can add, and then you're just gonna mix this up. Make sure it's nice and whisked together. You want all of that molasses and all of that Worcestershire sauce all the way through, nice and mixed. And then you're gonna put this on your smoker. You're gonna set your smoker. I've got mine at about 178. You don't really wanna cook this. You just wanna add smoke flavor. Okay, so once you have all of this mixed up, you've got this nice and whisked together, you're gonna put this on your grill, on your smoker, whatever you've got that can give you nice smoke. You really wanna make sure you get a lot of smoke through here. You wanna take this, and you wanna just put this on your grill. You can see that smoke coming off right now. I've added some Jack Daniel's chips here. You're gonna let that sit for about 45 minutes or so, or take it as long as you want. As dark as you take it, the more flavor, the most smoky flavor you're gonna get into your food. If you don't want as much smoke, don't take it as dark. It's totally up to you, but I'd suggest starting at about 30 to 40 minutes. Taste it, see if you like it, and then you can keep it going from there, or you can just leave it at that stage. Okay, that's the second recipe. Third recipe that's really gonna elevate your barbecue game. This probably is the most important one. If you do any of the three of these, please do this one. We're gonna smoke salt, okay? We're gonna smoke salt, we're gonna smoke our rosemary, you can smoke thyme, you can smoke oregano, whatever herbs you like. This is a great way to preserve your herbs, and it's a great way to add flavor. And this is for your recipes in the kitchen, pastas, anything that you're making, your salads, anything that you're adding salt to, you can use this for, and it's a great way to add texture, depth, and flavor, which is what you're looking for. Every time you make a recipe, texture, depth, and flavor to everything that you do. So this is really simple also. Well, you notice most of my recipes are pretty simple. I'm a simple guy. We're gonna add our sea salt. You always wanna use kosher sea salt, okay? Just put our sea salt right in the bottom, and that's it. That's all we're gonna do with the first step. We're just gonna add the salt right to the bottom, and we're gonna put that salt right on the smoker. That's hot. Okay, we're gonna put that right on the smoker, and we're gonna let that cook for about 2 hours. You're gonna wanna stir it about every 20 minutes or so when it's on the grill. And we don't have our salt that's too dark, but you can definitely see some of the smoke that's already permeated some of the salt. If I hold this right next to it, you can see how much darker the smoked salt is than the regular salt, okay? And again, take this as far as you want. Take the salt as far as you want, as much smoky flavor as you want. That's about as much as I like, because I'll get more smoke in the foods that I cook, okay? So some people take this till it's almost brown, almost like a Mississippi mud kind of color, right? This is just a little bit of smoke. Okay, so from here, take your herbs, oregano, and rosemary, and you're gonna put that right on the smoker till they dry out. You wanna take all those oils out, you wanna get them as dry as you can. So we've done that today with rosemary, and you can see how dry this rosemary has become. This rosemary is nice and dry, makes it nice and easy for us. Makes it nice and easy for us today to just take all of the leaves right down. and just take the leaves right off the stem. It feels pretty brittle, feels pretty dry, and that's exactly what you want. We'll take all of these down. We don't want the big sticks, right? We don't want the branches. That branch right there, that's what we don't want. So we take all of the leaves right off the top. And that's what we're going to put in our food processor right here, along with our salt. Okay. Couple more. Last one. Now again, you can do this with any herb that you like. You like thyme? Do it with thyme. And you know, you don't have to smoke these if you don't want to. You can just add this. You could add some lemon zest. Lemon zest is excellent in this. Lemon zest, you could smoke your lemons on there if you want. Really get creative with your flavors. Okay, so from here, we're gonna add a pinch or so of rosemary. We're gonna add a few scoops of salt. Okay, about that much salt. I think we need a little bit more rosemary to cover it up. Maybe a little bit more. And from there, we just blend it. And you can see when you blend it, you can see if you've got enough rosemary in there. If you need more rosemary, go ahead and add some at this point. If you need more salt in there, add some at this point. There you go. I think we're just about right. Boy, that smells fantastic. There's our salt, you guys. And you can just take a little taste. You can sprinkle that right on the top of a steak, a little bit of butter. You can put that right on top of chicken wings. You can put that right on top of chicken that you've cooked or pork. Anything that you would add a little finishing salt to. That's important. You want to make sure you get sea salt. You want to make a nice finishing salt. You don't necessarily want to do this with regular table salt. You want to make sure you have a nice finishing salt because this is something that you'll use at the end of your cooking process, not during the middle. But boy, this tastes great. There you have 3 simple condiments that take a little bit of time on the grill, but not a lot of time to prepare. We've got pickled and smoked peppers and onions. We've got smoked ketchup, and we've got smoked rosemary sea salt. I'm Daniel Moznett with Cowboy Charcoal. Thanks for joining me today. Send me your questions. I'd love to do some new recipes, answer any of the questions that you guys have. And I look forward to seeing you next time on Bama-Q Live.